So my lecture is about adaptive use. It's boring to give you a name like group 1, group 3, group 2. So you have to name a name creatively from any word that will pop up from a slide. Okay. At the end of the slide, I might ask you about your group names. It might be a creative word that pop up on my slide somehow. Okay. Okay. It's kind of game. Okay. Let's go. That's me. I was born in Chiang Mai and then graduated from Chiang Mai University for Bachelor, Master, and then continued another Master and Doctor in Theodore course. Course that. And then what I'm doing right now, I didn't design a building, but I study about social space. And also I believe every city has their own knowledge and know-how. We call it Urban Vernacular. Some people thought vernacular is some place that it could be far away or traditional. But in the city, people are still doing something vernacular, like the way you eat, the way you talk, the way you socialize with your friends. That's something we call vernacular as well. But it also happens in the city, so I call it urban vernacular. And also the design that I work with right now is the integrated design and also the design that creative communities. And that is my work. Do the city data, analyze architecture space, and also write the book. And jump to the questions. All the design they combine the two environment. First environment is nature, like greenery, tree, water, sky, air. But also that's something that we build for our life. We call built environment. We call clay structure, like concrete, like wooden. That is make the word human-centric, right? We build everything for humanity, right? So these two things now in conflict because we didn't build green for humanity more. We build room to prevent temperature, to prevent flooding, right? We never live with the nature. So that is the first contradiction that we found, and that is Thailand. Anyone have been to Thailand? Raise your hand. Okay, you were born there. Yeah, you from there. 日本方はタイ来たことはある？どこですか？どこですか？ไปไหนมาครับI'm the passport and I retired. Also the good day. And who else? Yeah, where have you been? So like you go to Japan and you visit Tokyo, right? You visit the capital, and the capital is so density, crazy, right? But Chiang Mai is not like that. Chiang Mai is kind of like Sendai and Kyoto. We from the north. And we are the second biggest city, but we have a university. And this time around, all my students go abroad, visit Japan for the first time, except him. He's been here when we were young. But all of my students come to Japan for the first time, and we spend 3 days in Kansai. And we fly to here, and we spend for more 2 days here. So it will be such an experience for them. And back to Thailand, right? Thailand is very tropical, but we long, like the long shape of country like Japan, right? So Kansai, Kyushu, Tohoku, is different culture, as same as Chiang Mai. And yes, Chiang Mai right now, we become a city, province by modern government, right? We boundary the shape of geography and call it province, city. So the orange area is a city, like Chiang Mai City, which is cover old town, and all of the government try to package us as a heritage city and creative city. And the way that we live back to 100 years ago and settled down our city. We belong to Lana Kingdom before, and 200 years ago we become one of Siam Kingdom, which is in Bangkok. So we just become sector Thai 200 years ago. And this is the way that we live, right? Do you think this is comfortable to live in present or not? where to shower. No, we shower in the canal, in the pool, right? We don't have any bathroom. The bathroom idea doesn't coming out yet, right? And also where to work, where to do like, where to put the internet on, where is the electricity. That we belong to the water resort. So the water resort is very important to the city government. So this is old city, which produce the water from the mountain. Our old city settled down between mountain and river. So the mountain is very contour and we created a creek, which is a small canal, to produce water system in the old town. So we need to live nearby water, which is real life. And right now, the water, which is blue color, is all over the place, but it's never in the system because we build another system called modern infrastructure, right? We do like the irrigation canal, we do like the new modern water. So we don't need to use the underground water or use the water from creek or canal anymore. We use water from pipe. So that's why the conflict between two things is happening from that. And also, a beautiful city like this, back to only 18 years ago, this very beautiful pond in the old town now is gone because we don't need pond anymore. We need land. So we fill up and then destroy water buffer, which is sad because right now Chiang Mai were more developed with the modern idea. We have 3 roads over the old town and we make the city become car city. And that is about the city government, not about people anymore. So people who live inside, we have to be controlled by the land use idea, right? The color represents the function in the land that we can use, like red represent high density, commercial and residential area, green represent agriculture, blue represent the educational. We have to belong that plan by top down. And boom, we have flooding. Back to 200 years ago, the flooding is never that long because the city located between the contour. So the river, the water drain very well, right? Drain from west to east very well, and we have a buffer area, which is like the place that the water can be flooded and then go. But right now we have more than that because everything was constructed, the streets were higher than the community. So we have the new lowland in the city, which is the conflict between old environment and new built environment. That is what happened all around the world. This scenario, not just only in Chiang Mai. And right now, I cannot make this workshop happen without internet. So that's why another infrastructure that is really invisible but also very important to our life is the internet signal. And look at the picture, that is the 5G and 4G internet signal in Chiang Mai. And Chiang Mai, we produce very good internet signal. That's why we become the destination of digital nomad for 10 years in a row now. And looking to my research, right, people live in the city. Most of the digital nomad, they need to live with the internet, but not just that, they need to live in the environment which is fit with them, like yoga, like a cafe, bar, and so on. So they live in the old city and between university. We call it northwest area around Sirik Makarajana and that is where digital nomad live. So not just only infrastructure but social life is really important. So I speak too long, but look in Chiang Mai in the real picture. The thing that I told you, have you seen it in this picture? Where is the old town? Where is the beautiful temple? Where is the water system? Now Chiang Mai become tourist, right? All really is apartment and hotel. So right now we use the city for tour and we over tourism now. And the conflict between planning is we used to live like this, like temple center community, the village surrounded by temple and all of the alley or small street connect village like that. But the idea of modernity, we try to make it a little bit quick, right? And producing properties by the shape of geography. So that's why the government also do the strategy on the site by top down, and we will have more circle than this. Like we plan to have a circle 4 and circle 5 in the future. And the picture that used for tourism was built not just long ago, but only 60 years ago, that we setting the view of Chiang Mai from the east to the west, creating an understand of Chiang Mai like this. People come from the east, old wall gate, to see a beautiful mountain, and always understand Chiang Mai like that. But in fact, Chiang Mai doesn't build like that. We build the city from north to south. And from that, the government have to design a street to make people understand the concept in that way. So right now, the street in the old town is just one way to look at things like government would like to be. That is just the rap in Chiang Mai. But what about people, right? What about people? Architecture, it doesn't mean a functional area, but the architecture is a knowledge between human and area. So that's why we have many scales of the relationship between human and scale and area, like industrial design, interior design, architecture, urban architecture, landscape. It's all about human and area. So right now, people in Old Town, they're still living their life, but the city never produced or never innovated or empowered them. So this is the very small alley still connecting neighborhood, but they have to live in the city, which is produce more tourism. So this is my work to understand the city by the local life, and this is we call the Urban Vernacular. So that's why the city become mixed use. It can be just only one function. Because you want to live here and then the real estate cut, it gain profit for commercial. So you adapt something on the front of the house become a shop. Or this place is so dark. So that's why people just have like bring inside, try to do something prohibit like parking in the wrong way in the dark place. That is make the city or area don't have any one function, but also mixed use. Especially in Chiang Mai. This is a picture in Chiang Mai. In the daytime, we use as like a sitting area for cafe, and in the afternoon become a serving shop because it's nearby hotel, and all of the fabric, pillows, and like blanket they need to be fixed all the time. So that's why they open the serving shop for gain more money, and that's why we call it tactic. People understand the strategy, right? They understand the power of the government. So that's why people know the tactic. And sometimes they do something with no permission, but it will be okay. Like they know like this place will have like 10,000 cars in the night time. So they just open the mall shop and build some food cart likeญญาทto present. And then after 6 o'clock they put it back. That is the tactic, because they don't understand the city connection. And from that, the area is shown up that it's more than just function, but also relationship between environment, social, and economy. And that makes the area not national anymore. The area becomes a space, not a place. So space in the city represents way of life, and that's what we would like to keep it. That is the city heritage. The way of life is a city heritage, not just a temple. Right? Right now, Chiang Mai would like to become a heritage city by UNESCO. We desperately need it because this year we become 730 years old. But the idea of it is just protecting temple. For whom? For what? For whose sake? Right? The temple will nothing if it doesn't connect neighbor or village. And the temple will nothing if we don't have people to support it and become a festival. So right now, Chiang Mai, we become a very touristic city. We organize everything by somebody. Even local didn't do their own festival. That's pretty sad, right? So that's why I don't like this to become in Sendai anymore. So my research and what you do right now, I want you to walk to the city to understand what happened in the city. And then, this is one of my projects with my students. We talk about demand planning, which is very rapidly developed. And then let the people walk in the city and take a picture. Every picture represents the town and function to understand what happened in the city. And we select 10 pictures in the city. All the pictures represent street culture, which just means the way of life of local. And from that, we understand the space, to understand the people, what the area happened. Sometimes it's happened by resolution that they allow people to do that, to do this during the day. Sometimes the people have to have their own agreement to do that. Sometimes some space they just adapt to the site. So from that study, we found that the city might have the small building design that they design to fit in. Like the first picture is the first picture is a silver shop, which is open in very small, narrow area between the school wall and the second area. It's just like 60 centimeters, but they live in there illegally, but they just can't afford, right? During the day, they just open it, and after they just put it like nothing happened. Or the third picture is like in the morning, people have like a free money in the morning, but they put the camera not in 90 degrees, but they adjust it all the time to make the sunshade for good place for certain days. That is the idea to understand what happened on the street. And the second that we learn, they use the area which is a layout, right? The area has very wide space, but they try to zone in an area to make it the adaptive reuse work as a reuse area. And the third one, they didn't provide anything. You just use it in the same place. Like a bar, like some place, cafeteria, they just use it. And every area is like a bend and intersection all the time. That is what I learned from the city. And from that, you can design more. Like the upper picture is when you understand the angle of the sun, you might create the silhouette of the shop. To understand that might be the new food cart. Right? Secondly, if you understand like the area that it can be produced with the accessible wall, you might design building design as a selling shop in the wall as well. And so on. So that is what I would like you to learn. It's called local-based design. Every public city, every relationship, and every place has the different. So now we like to study Sendai in the own, not just bring some idea from Chiang Mai to Sendai or some like developed country to our city. No, we have to learn from ourselves, learn about the way of life of people. So that is what we will learn on afternoon. And yes, that is it for my lecture.